fossil layer didn't look natural. Thousands of bones lay shattered across the ocean floor, as if life had been erased in an instant. Entire species vanished without warning, leaving behind a graveyard scientists still struggle to explain. Bite marks scarred the remains. Shells were crushed with impossible force. Whatever moved through these waters wasn't hunting to survive. It was dismantling an entire ecosystem. And when researchers finally began to understand what they were looking at, they realized the ancient ocean had once belonged to a killer unlike anything before it. But balance in the ocean is fragile, and it only takes one change to shatter it. Somewhere in the deeper water, beyond the reach of light, something is moving, not fast, not slow, purposeful, silent, patient. This predator doesn't chase blindly. It doesn't waste energy. It knows the ocean will bring victims to it, and when it strikes, the sea never recovers the same way again. At first, paleontologists didn't understand what they were seeing. Fossil layers from multiple ancient coastlines told the same disturbing story. Entire species vanished suddenly, not gradually, not during climate shifts, not after volcanic events, just gone. The strange part wasn't the deaths. The strange part was how concentrated the damage was. Certain regions of the ocean showed overwhelming signs of predation, bite marks everywhere, broken shells, shattered bones, teeth embedded in skulls, layers of remains stacked on top of each other, as if death had arrived faster than decomposition. It looked less like an ecosystem and more like a massacre, and all signs pointed to one predator. This predator didn't hide. Its body was built for dominance in 3 dimensions, a massive head designed to detect movement even in murky water, jaws lined with teeth that weren't just sharp. They were positioned to grip, twist, and tear without releasing. Its bite didn't kill instantly. It crippled. Imagine a hunter that doesn't need to rush, one that strikes once and lets the ocean finish the job. Victims bled slowly. Injuries weakened them. Panic scattered entire schools. And as fear spread, the predator followed, not randomly, systematically. Then this hunter arrives. It doesn't target the weakest, it targets the most important. The breeders, the grazers, the mid-level predators that control population balance. And when the important disappear, ecosystems don't bend, they break. Without grazers, algae explodes. Without mid-level predators, smaller species overpopulate and consume resources. Without balance, coral suffocates. The ocean doesn't collapse loudly, it collapses silently. And fossil evidence shows that in regions where this predator dominated, biodiversity dropped sharply. Not over thousands of years, but within generations. The sea became empty. What made this creature different wasn't just size or strength. Plenty of marine predators were massive. Plenty were powerful. This one was efficient. Its body was built to travel miles without tiring, conserving energy while the ocean carried victims straight into its path. Sensory structures indicate the ability to detect vibrations from injured prey far away. It didn't hunt blindly. It followed distress. Think about that. A predator that doesn't need to see you, doesn't need to chase you, only needs to wait for you to weaken. Once prey was injured, escape became impossible. Blood in the water wasn't a warning, it was an invitation. In this ocean, injury was a death sentence. Fear becomes constant, and fear changes behavior. Animals stop migrating, they cluster tightly, they abandon feeding grounds, which only makes things worse. The predator doesn't need to move faster, the prey comes to it. Scientists studying the fossilized remains noticed something chilling. Many victims weren't fully eaten. Some showed massive bite damage but survived long enough to heal partially before being attacked again. This predator didn't need to finish kills immediately. It weakened the ecosystem first by injuring large numbers of animals. It reduced mobility, reproduction, and survival across entire regions. The ocean became filled with wounded creatures, easy targets. This wasn't just hunting, it was ecological warfare. But here's where the story takes an even darker turn. Fossil distribution suggests this predator didn't stay in one place. It moved along coastlines, following currents, spreading destruction as it went. Entire marine corridors show synchronized collapse patterns, as if something swept through and left nothing intact behind it, and nothing rose to replace it. Usually, when one predator dominates, others adapt. They compete. They evolve countermeasures. This time, they didn't, because nothing could. So how did it end? Why isn't the ocean still a killing field today? The answer isn't comforting. This predator didn't fail because it was weak. It failed because it was too successful. As ecosystems collapsed, prey vanished. As prey vanished, the predator's own food supply disappeared. The very efficiency that made it unstoppable also made it unsustainable. The ocean starved, and with it, the killer faded. Not in a dramatic extinction, not in a final battle, but slowly, quietly, alone. And in that silence, the predator that turned the sea into a killing field finally disappears. This predator teaches us something unsettling about nature. Evolution doesn't care about balance. It experiments. Sometimes it creates hunters, perfectly tuned to destroy their world. And when that world breaks, it moves on. But for a brief, terrifying moment in Earth's history, the sea belonged to one killer. So next time you look out across calm water, remember this: the most dangerous predators don't always roar. They don't always chase. Sometimes they change the rules of the world around them. And few creatures ever change the ocean more than this one. This predator had a name: Dunkleosteus, an armored giant with one of the most powerful bites ever recorded, capable of crushing bone and dominating anything that crossed its path. For a time, the ancient sea did not belong to the swift or the numerous. It belonged to Dunkleosteus. If this story changed how you see the ancient ocean, like this video, share it with someone who loves prehistoric mysteries, and subscribe for more stories from Earth's forgotten worlds. And if a predator that turned the sea into a killing field sounds terrifying, wait until you hear about the hunter that survived an extinction event that erased almost everything else.